Season's greetings. Hope you've all had a fantastic Christmas and are looking forward to New Year when hopefully Wednesday will be promoted. I've had a great day today. It's that day in between and I love it. Just sat down, I've been supping brews all day, eating leftover grub out of the fridge. Although it's given me terrible heartburn. You try and make excuses, don't you? I know I'm trumping a lot, but it's all them sprouts, but it ain't sprouts, is it? It's the fact that you eat no but meat for 4 days. Fancy a snack? Well, I am peckish again. Just get a pound of meat for dinner. What do you fancy? I'll have a meat sandwich. Anything else? I'll have a bit of pork pie. And have you got any of them sausages left? That's white heartburn. Anyway, hope you've had a good Christmas. Great day today. Just sat there reading books, supping brews, eating snap, polishing last at Quality Street off. Been marvellous. And especially Wednesday got a really good result yesterday, didn't they? Now, it were a good result. I know it's only Fleetwood, but played a game, they'd been on a decent run. They'd only got one defeat in 9, hadn't they? So, good result. George Byers back. Fantastic news there. Baz back. I think there's only like 3 teams that's put 2 past them this season, somewhat daft. Oh. I think it was that last toffee penny, to be honest with you. We better take this off. Some folks will be going mad. Red and white, you bastard. It's Christmas, chill out. No, but besides which, they ain't got monopoly on colour scheme, you know. Yes, anyway. Match review coming up for Fleetwood. If you're not bothered about that, or if you've already seen it, 'cause I might put it out separate, because some folks don't like long videos, do they? Ether. You can skip about half an hour and we'll have a look at fixtures that's coming up and table and all that sort of game. So Wednesday took on Fleetwood this afternoon, Boxing Day afternoon. Come away with a very good 2-1 win. Not the greatest spectacle in the world, but 3 vital points. And it weren't a game without incident, to be honest with you. So here's my notes, because I always make notes, do you know what I mean? And I've got here 1 minute. Rooney gobbing at ref quite severely. It's only a little note, and you won't think out of it, but that was to be a theme of the afternoon, and in the end, it was something that really came back to haunt him and Fleetwood. In fact, let's start with that. Let's have a quick look at the Fleetwood team. Fleetwood went with a 4-3-3, Lynch in net, back forward of Rooney, Enciala, Johnson, Vela, Waddington and Batty in the midfield, Mendes, Gomez up front, although their commentator did call him Mendes Lange at least twice, Garner down the middle and Morton. Actually, I thought that Garner was that Joe Garner, but it is a different one. It looks like they've got 2. A bit confused second half when they brought Garner and for Garner. Wednesday, for their part, fantastic news. We welcome back George Byers. Now, him and Bannon have been a huge miss for Wednesday. Now I've heard people saying, wait, shit, if you miss 2 players that much, you must be a crap team and you've done bad recruitment and this and that. But genuine question, in terms of Bannon and Byers being missing, if you took Messi and that McAllister out of that Argentina team, an hard-working Argentina team, but would they got what they got? Just taking them 2 out, Messi and McAllister? Were they the same Argentina? No. Are Wednesday going to be the same Wednesday with Bannon out and Byers out? Of course they're not. Been chugging along, nicking points here and there. Now we've got them 2 back. Gives us that forward impetus. And I think the important thing is, while we've been missing that forward impetus while these 2's been out, we've kept solid at back. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the Wednesday team. Wednesday reverted to a back 3. Dawson retained his place in goal after saving a penalty. Palmer, McGuinness and James were the 3 centre halves. Bit of a surprise, Martin came on the right hand side in that wing back spot. Well, not a surprise actually, because Dominic Orff was out injured. We'll come to that later. Returns in midfield for George Byers. Get in. Barry Bannon and Tariq Backinson, Marvin Johnson on the left, and up front we went with a proper strike pair this time of Smith and Gregory. Now, there was 13 places separating Wednesday and Fleetwood before kick-off, but despite that, Fleetwood weren't in that bad a form. Fleetwood's form in the last 6 games hasn't actually been too bad. Win, draw, draw, just the one loss, another draw, and then a win. In fact, they'd only actually lost one in their last 9 games. Looking at that, tricky place to go, that, and especially with the form Wednesday's been on, we haven't been setting world on fire, so it was a tricky fixturing prospect, and we got a really good result in the end. Right, the game. A game of 2 halves, really. The first half, I didn't think were that bad. I've heard people say it's the 3rd or 4th shit performance in a row. I didn't think it was that bad first half. It weren't brilliant on the eye, but 2 teams having a go. You know, both were trying to get forward. Some of passing weren't brilliant, but 2 teams trying to get forward, 2 teams trying to attack. Second half was shit, yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I went round to in-laws for Boxing Day, and I ended up watching Spurs-Brentford game. Now, that Wednesday Fleetwood game was the second half especially, was a 3rd division game. That's exactly what it was. It was a poor 3rd division game. I watched Spurs against Brentford. That was like a Sunday League game up at Concord Park. That was absolutely terrible. So, there's levels, isn't there? And, you know, well, first half, you know, not really entertaining, but 2 teams having a go. There were lots of tackles going in, a few niggles, and you'd got little things all over the park to keep an eye on. I mean, they actually come out at traps pretty quick, Fleetwood, and they caught us on their goal 7 minutes. That Vela, little 1-2 down the right hand side, little bit too easy for me. It's a nice little give and go, but a little bit disappointed down there. Ball inside, and that Gomez, I don't know if he touches it actually or whether he dummies it, but he lets it get back to that Batty, and he squares it, and the right back Rooney, the one who will go in at ref after the minute, sets himself. That's a really good strike. I won't attach any blame to Dawson for that. It's a really good strike, right in bottom corner from 20 yards, and it's a dream start for them. Like I said, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing game. There's a lot of loose passing, but these little battles all over the park that were quite interesting. They've got a lad Gomez. He were quite a lively player. James were really solid. There were some interesting little moments there with them. And these were really up for it. I mean, they were really pumped. That Vela's booked about 15 minutes for a bit of a crunching tackle right in front of the dugout. And it was a bit of a ding-dong. Wednesday back in the game, 15 minutes, probably the least surprising method. George Byers on score sheet. He's been a huge miss. I know earlier that I was talking about Argentina and Messi and McAllister, and that might seem over the top to some people, but it doesn't matter what level you're at. Your best players are your best players, and they're our 2 best players. You take them out of the team's going to struggle a little bit. Great to have them 2 back. And Byers does have that habit of being in and around box. You know, that's something we've really missed, especially what goal scorers, strikers haven't been scoring as many goals as they should have been. He's been a huge miss. Probably, maybe in some ways, as much as Bannon. Now, Bannon's got maybe a bit more flair and creativity, but pings these big passes out, and he's got his little turn and his pirouetting there, and he gets out of all sorts of tight situations with his footwork. Byers, not that sort of player, not that sort of flair player, but in terms of what he brings to the team in terms of his passing, he's an absolutely huge miss. And there was a spell yesterday, just probably coming up to halfway, half time, 10-15 minutes, when Wednesday had probably their best spell, and he was involved in all of it. And he's just one of them players who always keeps the ball ticking. I talk about it all the time. It's the rhythm of a game, and he understands it, and he gets it going. They're both tired towards end, but they made a huge difference in this game. And the goal, actually, it was a poor corner from Bannon, incidentally. I thought it was. Outswinger, everybody missed it. Smith facing our goal, trying to get his toe on it. Pops out edge of box, and I think it's Johnson. Tries to get a shot in, bit of a scuffer, but Byers in there, and it's that awareness. He's sort of half look, and he just turns it on. It's that instinct, and it's knowing before ball comes what you're going to do. Smith were busy. I've seen Smith coming in for some stick. I thought he were busy. And I talked about this in another video the other week. I can't remember which one it were, but he works the flanks. He's all over the show, you know. And I know he scored all these goals for Rotherham last season, and I've got no doubt he were working hard then. But every time I were watching their games back, he's in 18-yard box. He's playing that width at posts. I mean, I think he's doing a bit of a different job for us. You know, there's times he's dropping back in midfield. In fact, I've got half a mind it was him who won an header in the very last minute of the game when they were chucking kitchen sink at it. So he's doing more than just playing the front role and trying to get the goals. But he nearly scored with an header. Banham put a good cross in. Mighton had a driving run, beat 2 or 3 players, and he forced a save at the keeper. Now, like I say, not fantastic football, but 2 teams having a go at it, and to that extent, I thought it was quite enjoyable. 20 minutes, Rooney mouthing off at 4th official about a throw-in on halfway line. That's, yeah. Gregory went down. That's Smith and Gregory. I was excited to see them play again. And I said it all last season when we had Canberra. I like Gregory with somebody big alongside him. I just think it works. There were 1 or 2 little links yesterday, but sadly, Gregory went off with a back injury. 30 minutes. He'd already been down twice, tried to carry on. Their commentator, he looks to have a bit of a spasm in his back. But I don't think it was a spasm in his back that was causing the problem. I think it was that fucking knee in the back from their centre half that was causing the problem. Calm down, it's Christmas. Anyway, so Gregory went off, which bit of a blow. Big Patterson comes on up front. 34 minutes, Rooney's in the book. Backinson's retrieved the ball. It's coming out of our box, and Rooney, it's straight through back at him 10 seconds after the ball's gone. Absolutely no complaint whatsoever. Blatant one, right in front of ref, right in front of liner. Got absolutely no argument at all with that. And that was a culmination of things that were going on with him that day. Funny player, him, quite eventful. He were quite a good outlet for them down right hand side, but he were clearly on one. Like I said, gobbing at 4th official, he was gobbing at linesman after about 2 minutes of game over a note throwing on halfway line. Scores that really good goal. Then it's bar 40 minutes because I was watching the game back, obviously because I've been out for Boxing Day. Watching game back, and I thought, I might make a brew. There's only 2 minutes left. I'm just like watching it. Then it's bar. We had a very eventful game for him, and a useful player. Now it hit bar. The ball got cleared. Got chipped back in. Dawson made a decent save, but then Johnson, absolutely fantastic. I know he's not all got credit this season. I don't think he's been attacking it the same way that he can be, but I think he's been doing his defensive duties better than he were last season. And a fantastic clearance off that line. Second half were niggly. First half there were some tackles going in, but second half were just a bit more niggly. It was tripping. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind seeing games when 2 teams are going for it, and if football's not best, at least folks are getting everything and there's tackles flying in. But suddenly there's a lot of tripping and shirt pulling in second half, and it become a bit more of a scrap, you know. Whether that were deliberate on their part, I don't know, but Wednesday sort of got drawn in, and it wasn't much of a spectacle in second half by any means. Very niggly. Faults come on for Backinson. I thought it was a funny day for Backinson because looking back on it, when I was thinking about it, I thought he give ball away a lot, but then everybody give ball away a lot. And it's sort of making me overlook the fact that he kept nicking ball. He kept nicking it all the time and turning. He's got that laid back look about him. So he'd like nick ball, turn quite casually, and then pass up. So you almost forget about the good stuff he's doing because of passing. But Volts come on, big charged about a bit. But both teams by then were not really doing up with any massive quality with the ball, and it were just becoming a bit of a scrap. Thing is, for the second half, so bereft of quality, the winning goal is absolute quality from Marvin Johnson. I mean, just over 15 minutes ago, Wednesday get a corner. Lynch comes out and gets something on it. Comes out to Johnson at edge of box, and although he's, nobody closes him down with any real purpose, they'll be really annoyed with that when they look back at it. But it comes out at Sky. He don't trap it and then nudge it out and have a look. As it's coming down, he cushions it off his foot and then volleys it in. It's an absolute quality strike. It's a controlled volley as well. But as it comes out, a lot of people will just take that down, but he don't. He just cushions it up again and then swings leg at it. It's a great strike from Johnson. The calmness to do it, especially the pressure cooker, because we have had this bad run, and there is a little bit of pressure building on lads and manager and everyone else. Time's running out. There's just over 15 minutes left. It's been a niggly game with tackles flying in. And touch, bang. Absolutely lovely goal. Fantastic. Gamesmanship. I don't know. If it'd been any other players, I would have thought it might be gamesmanship, because Byers and Bannon both went down at almost identical time, having their legs stretched with cramp. And if it'd been anyone else, if it'd been Stockdale on Parker, I definitely know. But we've been them two, and with them both being injured, especially with Baz with his hamstring and Byers being out that long, I think it was genuine that they were both down. So a couple of little subs. Dilly Bashir will come on to give a bit of strength and drive in there, and Windass come on. But just before Windass come on was probably the main talking point that the game's going to be remembered for. Bannon wiggles his way out and plays a lovely sort of square pass, and a square pass sounds like a Norris story 9 times out of 10, doesn't it? But it's a lovely square pass. Johnson steps onto it, knocks it out in front of him. There's a defender coming across, but he's not going to get there, and that Rooney's coming back, and Johnson steps across front of him. Now there's no doubt about it at all that Johnson's bought foul. If somebody's running full tilt and you go across front of them and you're going slower than them, there's going to be that little, and that's what happens. And he's bought free kick, and you see it week in, week out. Gets free kick, and I think is he going to get booked for it? I'm not so sure he is actually. I think ref's probably just going to have a word with him, but he calls him over, and he's going off. The first thing he does is he steps over Johnson, and he does that thing where he don't try and kick him, but he's trying to scrape his shin pad on his face as he steps over him. You know what I mean? We've all seen it. Then he goes to ref, and I still think, maybe he's going to get booked now for that. And then he suddenly goes off alarming. He suddenly turns round, ref's chatting, he suddenly turns round and he's off, he's trying to get to Johnson. Patterson's in there trying to calm it down. And mind you, Patterson, I don't know what he's saying to calm him down. And then he gets a red. Now, I don't know if it's a second yellow and a red, because he's had a booking in first half, but or whether he's turned it, don't magic trick, and well done, son, you've turned that into a red, because it goes off alarming. Then he's stomping off pitch, starts getting linesman some, 70 yards away, and had got about 4 men in his eye line. It weren't him who blew up, but he's getting some. And then he starts heading to Wednesday bench. And at first I thought he were going for Windass, who stood there, he's stripped, he's obviously coming on. I thought he were going for Windass, and then I thought, is he going for Stockdale? And then Darren Moore steps in front of this kid in Little Dark Parker, and I suddenly thought, that's fourth official. And he manhandles Darren Moore, which, that's not a smart move, I wouldn't have thought. As it is, the gaffer's quite a calm bloke, isn't he? But somebody that size, I think he's got to thank his lucky stars he's a calm bloke, I think, So he manhandles Darren Moore. Then he's trying to get to fourth official again. Stockdale's in there. And then all his coaching team and his mates, they're all trying to pull him away. And completely lost plot. It's a long time since I've seen a player going off like that, and that was on a Sunday League park. I was unhinged. Proper going off alarming. And I'll tell you what, you know, he's gone across and had a pop at Wednesday bench, and he's seen one or two things, obviously. Now, I don't know about having a pop at him. I think he should probably you know, I think his mum should make him sit down and write a thank you card to Darren Moore in New Year, and send Darren Moore a box of Ferrero Rocher, because him stepping in front of him in there and stopping him getting to the fourth official, I think our gaffer's probably saved him a very, very lengthy ban by doing that. So, absolutely crackers. I've not seen a player go off like that for a long time. Now, it's not costing my point, because Wednesday were already winning at that stage, you know, but with 5 minutes to go, you're 2-1 down with 11 men. You've got more of a chance of slinging something in box and getting something than you have with 10. Completely lost plot. Not seen all like that for a long time. We could probably do with seeing a shrink. Anyway, Wednesday 2, Fleetwood 1. Man of the match. I thought Dawson did what he had to do when he were called on. A couple of times he come right out for some crosses, which I know you can say, oh, but he's got confidence to come for them. You know, he's not worse than them keepers who just stand on the line, and I get that, but there were a couple who were right out there. I was just like, oh, let somebody go and head that. Mighton, I didn't think he was that bad, actually. I don't think he's a wing back, but I could see him when he's a bit older, when he goes back to Forest, playing as a sort of outside left in a 4-3-3. But that's just me. But he stuck to task. I actually thought he looked physically stronger when he were tackling back than he did when he were getting tackled going other way. Just one of them bizarre things, innit? I thought he did all that. Great to have Byers and Bannon back. They do make a difference, a huge difference. As I said, a scrappy game, especially second half. But first half, when we had a little spell from about 25 minutes to probably 45, maybe 40, all the good stuff. Bannon, Byers, tempo, keeping possession, but good possession, getting forward, looking for passes, little triangles, 1-2. Thought, I really like George Byers. I'm half tempted, but I'm probably going to go for McGuinness. He got booked for stopping somebody take a quick throw in first half, which, good. It's them little things that do, when you add them up over the season in individual games. It's little things like that, because there would have been a way with quick throw when he stopped it, took a booking. They're the little bits. You know, the Italian defenders do stuff like that week in, week out. No, look at Chiellini when Saka got past him. Don't think so, son. I'll take a booking for that, no danger. Little things, and it's nice to see that sort of side of Wednesday's game. Patterson takes one for the team. Right at end, they've got a break. 93 minutes on clock. We're leading 2-1. Their players breaking through. Patterson, no. Bang, in. Takes one for the team. We need more of that. They're the little things that get you over the line. Also, a number of times the passing from both teams were poor second half, but even then, the number of times he stepped in front of man and intercepted a pass, and he won headers all day long. So I think I'd probably go for McGuinness. But equally, James, I really like Reece. I say it from day one when we got him. I really like him as a footballer, and he just brings a balance, you know. Marv actually scored that fantastic goal, put a couple of decent crosses in, and it sounds stupid, cleared one off the line absolutely brilliantly. But other than that, I can't really remember him doing too much, you know, apart from a goal line clearance, which definitely saved at least a point, and then scoring a winner, which gained us, you know, extra 2 points. Apart from that, I can't remember seeing much about him. So, but that's football, isn't it? You can have a quietish game, but do really important things when you are involved, and he's done that, Marvin, today. Yeah, been a few good individual performances, which has made a good team result, if you like, whilst not the best display. But that's the thing, innit? Keep winning while you're not playing brilliantly. If you can keep things pretty tight at back while you're not playing brilliantly, then when you welcome back players like Byers, like Bannon, once you can get players like Smith and Gregory amongst the goals again, I think we'll be alright. So, good result that for Wednesday. Like I said, these were 13 below us, but the form going into the game, just a 1 defeat in 9, there was potentially for a banana skin, and I'm delighted we got past it in way that we have. I'm sure the lads will be and all.
Oh, an ambassador. With his Roshi, you are really spoiling her.
Oh. Well, see what I mean? Decent win. He was a lunatic, that Rooney, don't weren't he? Lunatic. Not seen a player go off that alarming for ages. Anyway, while I'm here, let's have a quick look at how other results went yesterday. So, League One Christmas results. Accrington Stanley won, Barnsley won. Barnsley took lead there. They've been on a little bit of a run, Barnsley. No one would give them the lead, but then Lee, penalty, 62nd minute, clawed them back, so that's 2 points dropped there for Barnsley. That's done as a favour. Cheltenham 0, Plymouth 1. Left it late, Plymouth, but they got there in Whittaker. 12 minutes to go, just get them ahead. Another 3 points on board for them. And then Ipswich Town against Oxford, who we struggled against. 3-0, Ladapo, Burns and Chaplin there. That's a bit pain in the arse. And then this afternoon, Bolton 0, Derby County 0. See what that does to the table then. So, quick look at the table. Obviously, Plymouth with that last 15-minute winner. 3 points for them, pushes them up onto 50 points for the season. Ipswich with that 3-0 at Oxford there, up on 48. And here's Wednesday. Vital that we got that win today to stay in touch with top 2. That pushes us onto 46 points. And Barnsley, a little bit of luck for us there. The equaliser by Accrington Stanley means Barnsley's on just 37 points. So still got that little gap with teams below us. Bolton picked up a point against Derby. Still very tight in there, very tight. We've just got to keep pulling away from Barnsley and Bolton, Wickham, those teams, and keep clawing away ones above us. I've had to put that back on. I'm freezing cold. It's absolutely perishing. Anyway, that's not all the fixtures done for this year. No, this wonderful Christmas period's chucking up games thick and fast. We've got all these to come yet. Remaining Christmas fixtures for 2022, Thursday 29th, Barnsley take on Fleetwood, Plymouth at home against Wickham, Portsmouth against Ipswich, hopefully a tough game there for Ipswich, Wednesday at home against Port Vale, after fanciers there, and Friday the 30th, Derby County take on Cambridge United. Not just that either, once they're out of the way, 2023's round corner. And there's some even bigger games again coming. Really? Avanti. And as we go into 2023, some huge games coming up there. Peterborough against Wickham. Wickham's obviously up there in the chasing pack. Plymouth, MK Dons, you can't really see anything other than a Plymouth win there, although we'll be hoping that they skank up at some stage. Monday the 2nd, massive games in there. Barnsley against Bolton. I mean, these are sort of games we're hoping probably for draws in there, aren't we? Derby against Accrington. Derby trying to break into pack, but Accrington, that good draw with Barnsley, so hopefully they're entering a little bit of form. Maybe they can do us a favour. Ipswich away at Lincoln. On Wednesday, again, I think it's a favourable game. Wednesday at home against Cambridge. Good games for us then. Port Vale, Wednesday win. Cambridge, Wednesday win. I can see us winning both of them at home, 6 points. Some massive games there, don't they? Honestly, this Christmas New Year period, it's the best period for football, bar none. Apart from that Spurs-Brentford game I saw over there. Games thick and fast, and these can make or break a season, can't they? And Wednesday, Byers back, Bannon back. Get through here, motor through, 6 points, going into New Year. Then we've got a massive game against Newcastle. You know, that's a free hit, that's a day out. Second in Premier League, aren't they? Let's go there and beat them and all. Honestly, I'm really feeling full of spirit at a minute. Let's get behind Wednesday, let's get behind boys. Let's go flying into 2023, all guns blazing, and get back up there. Anyway, hope you've had a great Christmas. I'll see you for the next game. Gordon Bennett.